Most people are afraid of old age, guided by stereotypes about helplessness and inactivity. However, there are elderly people who prove the opposite. Old age is not an obstacle for them. They continue to enjoy life and do active sports. According to them, the best days do not remain in their youth. They will be repeated again and again as they still have it in their tank. Number 1. 67-year-old pole dancer Greta Pontarelli. Pole dancing is a kind of a dance, and usually pole dancers are young girls. This, however, did not embarrass 59-year-old Greta Pontarelli when she began to engage in such exotic dancing. In general, she started pole dancing out of a need. At some point, she had a threat of osteoporosis, and therefore she urgently needed to start doing some sport, and her exercise had to be with a great load. Thinking about all the possible options, Greta came to the conclusion that it was just boring to exercise on the ground. But dancing is much more fun, and Greta, who at the time was almost 60 years old, confidently approached the pole dance. Dancing on the pole was so exciting that Greta eventually began to train every day, and at some point, she began to succeed. As Greta admitted, she could not live without dancing. She even had some dependents, and she also wanted to prove to herself and to the whole world that age is not an obstacle. Number 2. 92-year-old pensioner from Germany, Johanna Quass, was listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most elderly sportswoman gymnast. At her age, she not only performs a freestyle program on the gymnastic carpet, but also elegantly works out the complex elements on the parallel bars, including the dismount and landing on her legs. The future sportswoman was born in 1925. Unpromising in gymnastics when she was a child, Johanna was engaged in handball. Most of the woman's life was associated with sports. She worked as a teacher of physical education in school and as a coach. She started doing gymnastics more than 30 years ago in order to maintain her body in a sporty manner. She resumed active training at the age of 57 years. It was then she began to participate in national and international competitions. One of the most notable were the exhibition performances at the World Cup in Artistic Gymnastics in the city of Cottbus. There, Johanna performed her routine and received a storm of applause. The audience greeted the old gymnast with a standing ovation. Number 3. Standing behind the ones and twos in the nightclubs, the DJ raises her hands to heaven. Serpentine falls from the ceiling to the crowd, swaying in tune with the throbbing bass and periodically issuing a loud scream of approval. People try to squeeze closer, shooting the star of the night on their phones when the next track starts. The situation is usual, but Ruth Flowers is not an ordinary DJ. She became acquainted with dance music much later than ordinary DJs, right before her 70th birthday, at a party that her grandson was invited to. At first, they did not even want to let her in because of her old age, but she insisted. It was noisy inside, colorful lights were flashing, but she liked this music, energy, and enthusiasm, and she realized that she could do the same for young people. She could play music at parties. Soon, the energetic grandmother from Bristol became an international sensation, in demand in clubs throughout Europe. Unfortunately, she died not so long ago, at the age of 83. But we are undertaken to tell about her because she will remain Mammy Rock, with the prickly gray hair and scarlet lipstick, in a gold aviation jacket and baggy pants from a sports suit, in giant sunglasses, and with a huge bijouterie on her neck. Number 4. 63-year-old model Cindy Joseph. At the age of 49, Cindy Joseph, who worked as a makeup artist for all her life and always stayed behind the scenes, accidentally met an agent on a New York street when he was looking for a model for the Dolce & Gabbana commercial. The image of a mature woman who consciously makes peace with her age and does not try to hide it caught the fancy of advertisers, so a second career was started for Joseph. Over the next few years, her face appeared on the covers of very famous magazines. Cindy basically refused to color her hair, claiming that she did not see any reason to hide gray hair. She was far older than 50, and her success as a model only increased. She began to be recognized on the streets. Women approached me on the street and admitted that because of me, they stopped feeling shy about their gray hair and became more confident. It was perfect, she recalls. Now Cindy is 63. She is engaged in a cosmetic business that consumes time, money, energy, and power. That is why Cindy even had to postpone her own wedding, which was planned for last summer. Cindy enjoys her present status as a bride and is very happy. Number 5. Teo Porchon Lynch. Teo Andre Porchon was born on August 13, 1918 in the Indian city of Pondicherry. Since childhood, she fell in love with yoga, and this determined her life path. Today, at the age of 99, she not only practices yoga, but also teaches it to students from different countries. She just forgot about the age. Starting her career path as a model, to date she has excelled in ballroom dancing, and that at the age of almost 100 years. She also performs with her 23-year-old partner on the dance floors of Puerto Rico, New York, and New Jersey. In 2012, at the age of 93, she entered the Guinness Book of Records as the oldest yoga instructor on the planet. But agree that in this case, these are just figures. Like if you respect old people. Subscribe if you like the video. Tell your friends about us. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, bro.